Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Space Engineers. I'm Duke Skylover, and last week we were up in space here, and we were... Hang on, my headphones are turned way up. Hold on. There we go. Much better. We were up in space here, and we were working on this ship that I've tentatively named the Explorer, but will eventually be called something else. But that's not what we're going to work on today. We're actually going to work on farming. See, that was called... doing it live, editing, but not really, it was just spectator. Anyway, Marcus, officially you are first. Congratulations. Rumblestrip, welcome to the stream. You just made it. Yeah, so today what we're going to be doing is working on an automated, the thing that everybody is doing these days, automated farm collection mechanism, right? And I haven't looked into how any of them are built, but I've seen so many people posting their different automated things, from like tractors to Engineer Coffee's Harvey, which looks like Wall-E and it just like drives over the farm plots and collects things. I've got an idea for one, and I want to see if it will work in the Designated Survivors world. So I've kind of recreated a room that is roughly the same dimensions as the Designated Survivors world. It's of course very different. It does have a reactor on the back, and we are in creative mode. So yeah, Marcus, I saw yours with this kind of series of pistons and everything. So of course this will work. It's going to work similar, but I want to try something. I want to borrow an engineering thing from Engineered Coffee that I've seen him do on several occasions. Ire, how you doing? Welcome. Yeah, I feel like Thursdays are becoming a really good day for like everybody just kind of hanging out throughout the day, which is pretty cool. Yeah, so I want to try and do kind of like a scissor mechanism that will kind of push the collectors out over the farm plots. But I also want to do like some kind of a beam block down the center with wheels hanging from it to kind of hold things up. So I've already planted some mushrooms, and they do seem to be growing. I'm of course not even bothering to run my own script at the moment. I'm just looking at, okay, mushrooms are good. We also have plenty of fruits, grains, vegetables, and engineered coffee beans in case we need more things to plant. So what were you even trying to say? All right. Well, I can tell that Nightbot has already taken the night off again. I don't know why I continue to pay that guy. So yeah. So this is roughly the dimension of the room that we have in Designated Survivors. I'm not going to feel like I have to be stuck to the size of this room, because we can always expand that room if we need to, especially in this direction. If you've been catching up on the stream, the Sunday stream, you know that we have no more room in this direction because we're already kind of poking out of the asteroid. We got too close to the wall. But this way, we do have a lot of room. So we could just keep on going up. Functionally infinite room. So that's where I'm going to try and build up on this wall. We're going to try and build a mechanism that can push collectors over these farm plots. That's the idea. I will talk a little bit, very briefly, about some updates that are coming to Farmhand, my farm management script, which has been fairly popular. Honestly, I was actually kind of surprised. I had seen several other attempts at scripts, and they all seem to do kind of like one simple thing each. So I'm glad that my script has kind of taken off, and I know several of you all in the chat, boy, that was an oddly difficult sentence to say, have been using it and given me feedback, and I'm glad you're all loving it. And I would love to get even more feedback on new features. I think a lot of the stuff that I've done to it lately has been just because people on the Steam Workshop page have said, hey, why don't you do this? And then I just went and did that. So the things that'll be coming next are support for multiple groups. So if you have like multiple farms in multiple rooms, and you want to like track their irrigation separate, or track their pressurization separate, or their stats separate, or anything like that, you can put, you'll be able to do multiple groups. And you'll be able to do this by putting the group name in the LCD that you want to view the stats of, and you can put it in multiple LCDs if you want to do that, and it'll just collate all those together and then give you the stats of just that collection of things in the LCD. It will require a slight amount of work on your part to change the custom data, but it'll all be written out. It'll all be written out on the Steam Workshop page if you do choose to upgrade. So that'll be next. Along with that will also come support for blocks that have multiple screens, because right now it only supports the text panel blocks, the things that are a screen. So soon it'll support anything that has at least one screen, as well as multiple screens. And you should be able to be like, I want irrigation on this screen, and I want alerts on this screen, and whatnot. So, trigger based on group as well. Oh, that's interesting, Marcus. Okay, so the triggers will also be based on the group. So you would put the timers in the group, and it will trigger based on the timer. I haven't quite worked out what happens if you take stuff and put them in multiple groups. You might just have to intuit what's going on. Like it'll track them and report that it'll aggregate. That's the word I'm looking for. Aggregate their stats and show them on both screens, and it'll trigger timers when an event happens in either group. But if you put a timer in one group, it will only respond to things that happen in that group. So that's how that will work. But the last ready crop, now I would have to think about that. Whenever out of all of the planted crops, because there could be some farm plots that it's looking at that have no plant in it, or that the plant is dead, but any farm plot that has something growing in it, when every single one of them becomes ready for harvest, we trigger an event. That's doable. I'll add that to my list. I will add that to my list. Hey, Nightbot, welcome to the stream. Glad you could make it. This guy, always showing up late to work. Yeah, at the moment, it triggers whenever something is ready. The first time, and actually it triggers whenever anything is ready. It's not just like the first thing. It's whenever anything finishes growing, it triggers that timer. So, but yeah, I could make an event that just waits until whenever every planted plant is fully grown, then it will trigger a timer. So I could add that as a second event. So you could do it on any plant that is fully grown or all plants that are fully grown. Okay, yeah, I will do that. It'll be after all of the multiple groups and stuff. I just talk so much I already need a drink. Hang on. Like and subscribe. Yes. But I like that. That's good stuff. Alright, did I miss any messages? I don't think so. Yeah, the trigger functionality is really popular because it can warn you if any of the farm plots are low on water. It can warn you if your irrigation system is low on ice. It can warn you if the pressure drops. And when I say warn, I mean trigger timers. They can trigger timers. I was also going to look into, at some point in the future, whether or not I could trigger broadcast controllers in addition to timers. Or if, like right now you could just put your broadcast controller in the timer, but if that's what you're trying to do, wouldn't it be nice to not have to have an extra timer? So that's also further down in my backlog of things that I might get to at some point, but that would be kind of cool. Alright, anyway, so we're going to try... Why did I put these lights right there? I should move them. I should move them to the sides. Even though it is daytime out. When I started putting this building together, it was nighttime, so... Let's put them... Oh, let's put them the right direction. We'll do one on each side like this. I'm hoping that the ergonomics of the new multi-group system isn't too weird. You do have to tag the LCD that you want with like a farm LCD tag in the name. I went back and forth as to whether or not it should be like a tag in the name or I could also just have you like add a tag to the custom data and then it would pick it up and start to fill it in for you. That I think people would just rather have the tag in the name because they're used to it. So you'll have to tag the LCD, and the reason for that is because you're going to put the group name in the LCD's custom data instead of in the programmable block. And so if you don't tag the LCD, it would have no way to find the LCD to learn what group you're supposed to be looking at. I'm going to leave the functionality in the programmable block. If you want to put one group in there and just have it run the lights on the plots, that it'll still do that without an LCD, but you'd have to tag an LCD and set it up in order if you want to see a readout, which is like, I don't know, like one additional step, which I don't think is very bad. The script, I think, is already very simple to set up. So, all right, so what I'm thinking is that we would have down the middle here something like this, right? One of these guys. One of these guys where I keep going with it. All right, and then, you know, with wheels hanging from here, we would basically have almost like a hanging cart thing with collectors on it that would move back and forth, but it would just be pushed and pulled by something that's attached to the wall. And the thing attached to the wall will also be conveyored up to it. So as it's picking things up, it'll suck them up and put them in there. So we're going to have to kind of design that trolley thing, hanging trolley thing. And I also need to figure out, is this too high, too low? Like, we can move it down. I think it's probably in a really good spot, but we're going to go with that for now. So, let's maybe start with a thing there. I'm trying to think. I think so we need to go large grid to small grid, so I think we're going to end up with a rotor. So let's just do in it, even though we're not hooked into anything. Actually, you know what? Let's conveyor it up proper. Let's do a thing here. So let's go. Let's put it down here. Yeah, cargo. Cargo down here is where we're gonna do the thing. We'll do I think I've already got it in here. A sorter. Yep, sorter to pull things down, and then I'm just gonna put a junction up here for simplicity. If I can find it. All right. How do you set up a sorter to pull seeds? That's the real question. So we want a whitelist. See? Oh, look at that. Look at that. I don't see. Oh, look at all that. That's all there. Okay. Which one is the actual seed? Is it the bean? I think it's the bean, right? Yeah. Okay. So we're going to whitelist the beans. I wish is there a category that these things all fall into? No, I guess there isn't. That's okay. It's not that many things. And some mushroom spores, right? Alright. Oh no, I'm putting the seeds in. We need to put in the final product, not the seed. This is all wrong. All wrong. Hang on. Everybody out. Consumables is not a group that is in the filter, unfortunately. Not all of them are under oh, no, never mind. I just confused myself with something else again. Vegetable, is it vegetables, I assume? Everything that I have is mushrooms at the moment, so we could just do that. Fruit and grain. And then what's the coffee? Is it simply just coffee? I think it would have to just be the engineered coffee. It's not the cake. It's not the roasted coffee. So there we go. So if we plant some engineered coffee, we'll be able to pull that up. There we go. Yeah, I'm gonna have to see. Did this thing spawn another unidentified signal? I thought I turned that off in this world. Anyway. Yeah, I'm gonna have to see what happens when I try to run Izzy. I was thinking for the seeds and the plants, I was thinking of just blacklisting all of them and just not having Izzy manage anything with them. And then we'll just make food as we need food. I've got it making algae crisps, kelp crisps for me, and that's okay. But it's hard to train Izzy on those things. And I always feel weird calling the script Izzy because that's the name of the author, but that is also what I feel like I've anthropomorphized the script as. But advanced rotor. Blink. Turn our rotor lock on. Then I'm going to go ahead and assume that all of these things are, all these seeds and stuff are, I'm going to have to push this, I'm going to have to make these walls bigger. Do you guys understand what I was trying to say about the, like the scissor thing? So we would do like hinge, and then have like pipe going out, and then hinge, pipe coming back in, and then connecting to there. If I want to go this far down, that means basically my walls going out need to be roughly half the length. All right, so if we're here and we got to move roughly 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 ish, then that means we need to have at least 3 blocks in each direction. So I'm just going to go ahead and remove like these walls, and then we'll just not worry about that. I'll have to look at that automated inventory sorting. Is that a mod or a script? Is it a mod? I know somebody had mentioned, maybe it was you, Marcus. Somebody had mentioned using the quota thing. The assembler quota, which I've used a whole bunch. I used to use that all the time. And that's not a terrible thing to use either. If you know, worst case scenario, it's not the worst thing to switch to. Hinge. Couldn't find it. I was briefly unhinged. I see the colorful blocks mod hasn't fully updated yet. Alright, so I'm going to need hinges, and do I have the little pipes? I think I do. Alright, not that big. Alright, so yes, we're doing a scissor lift, but sideways. But sideways. Which way is the front? This. That way. Just so that I could get I don't have to worry about these being... Alright, so I think what I'm going to do is... Let's see. I think what I'm going to do is see... Well, now I'm realizing that this... Well, you know what? We'll just... This is fine, because we'll just do this once we get the thing set up. Sorry, I'm not saying all my word, but... Okay, yeah. Yeah, if that mod is good on multiplayer, that would be good. Alright, so I think what I'm going to do first is... let's make the scissor arms. Let's just use these things. They don't need to be armored or nothing. I think these will look better. How far do we need to go down? Like, what's about halfway? Keeping in mind that... Okay, well here, I could just tell you, because at the very end is 40, and we probably don't want to go all the way to the very end. So let's say maybe... Let's see, this is the end of the plot, so that's... 33. Let's say 32, because we'll have 2 hinges in the middle, So let's say 15 is how far we're going to go. And then 2 hinges, and then 15 more. And then we'll build our little thing on the end of it. So those are going to go... These here are going to go... Come on, there it is. Upper... Let's see, they're at 0. That's upper limit. Yeah, so lower limit 0. Lower limit 0. And yeah, it's good. Let's name these. Oops. Let's name these like hinge base. Hinge base, and then as long as I do these symmetrically, then I think it should be okay. Where did I put the hinges? Alright, so for these, I think I want them facing this way, so that it does work the same as the ones going the other way. In other words, it's both. We're at positive angles no matter which way we go. And then let's see if we do... oh, wait a minute, hold on, let me think that through. Yeah, okay. Yes, alright. I had to think that through for a second. So we'll go 15, and you see how it's starting to hang under its own weight there? That's why I want to have the wheels thing. Now, funnily enough, that won't actually matter for designated survivors because we're in space, we're in an asteroid, and if I don't put any gravity blocks on here, then it's not going to be affected by gravity at all, so it doesn't matter. But at the same time, I also kind of don't want it to bounce up and down too much. So I think there's still going to be... Actually, I have no idea if trying to do this in space, what it's going to do, but at the very least, it'll have something to guide it and, you know, keep it safe. Alright, so this is going to be hinge, end, and this one will be hinge, end. Now I'll just go set these all up at once here in a second. Adjust myself. Alright. We know all the other ones are hinge middles, so let's just do that. Hinge, middle, middle, middle. Well, now if I did this all right, none of them should, like the lower limit should always just be 0. And if we did a velocity of like 0.5, now we're scissoring. Are we gonna hit the wall? I think we might hit the wall. We have hit the wall, so we're gonna have to do it. We did it on one side. There we go. You know, I didn't take into account that they might touch each other. If they don't perfectly align, that they might end up bonking into each other at the end there. This is fine. We'll get this straightened out. Hold on a second. We'll just, no big deal. Yep, ow, yep, no big deal. Apologies for the noise. There we go. Everybody calm it down now. What is it interacting with when it's still hitting these outer walls, and then it's getting kind of crazy? And if we just maybe do this for now. Give you guys the freedom you need here. Let me... This is the fun part of Space Engineers, right? Let's give you some braking torque. Or let's take that braking torque away. Let's give you some very slow braking torque, and maybe you'll slowly move to where you need to be. So I think the problem is... actually, I don't know exactly what the problem is. It should... Let's see if we could just kind of slowly pull these apart from each other. Huh. Seems to be mainly a problem when they're just really close to the... yeah, I guess when they're really far apart. Let's see if we can look at the inertia tensors here on, like, the hinge base. Uh-huh. That helped. Actually, let's turn on for all the hinges. You'll get there eventually. Alright, now why didn't you go the direction I wanted you to go? Oh, because you're off. Okay. This is going pretty slow here. You know what I need is like some sort of a control panel here. Let's see. Should I make a sitting one? Let's do one of these right here. With buttons. Alright. So if we have all these, and let's say that the velocity is 2, and we reverse. That's obviously way too fast. Oh yeah. Oh, hang on. I know what's going. I know what's going wrong here. Some of you didn't see it, but I saw it. Some of you are not doing the thing you need to be doing here. Did you turn off or something? What did you do? Did I accidentally turn them off? I didn't mean to turn them off. Alright. Middle ones, there's 2 of you doing your thing. Let's put you at half velocity. Alright. Now everybody reverse. Yeah, look at them, friends. Right at the end there. Now, if we really wanted to save some room, like I don't mind carving out a little extra space on the sides of this room. Actually, do I have space on this side of the room? Now that I think about it, I might not have a whole lot of space on this side of the room. We could do multiple, like, accordion chains of hinges if we think that these hinges are being stable enough for us. You know, we could do multiple hinges. Now, one thing I am not 100% sure about at the moment is how I'm going to connect the... I think I do know how I'm going to end up connecting the ends of these. Let me make a button to reverse everything. Okay. Everybody come back. Did I do the math backwards on the hinge? On the hinges? That should be moving twice as fast. These are all middle, right? Actually, no, they should all move at the same speed, shouldn't they? Because they all have to go from 90 to 0 in the same amount of time. So they should all be the same speed. You know, see, that worked. Okay, now they're working. Now the real question is, how many more subgrids can we get on here? I think I'll be okay in designated survivors poking one block over. I think we'll be okay because it's the I think I left enough space to be able to do that. So here's what I want to do. How do I even take like a temporary blueprint of this thing? I'd have to like copy the whole greenhouse looking thing here, right? Alright, well here's what we got to do. We're gonna put... We're basically going to go like this and like this. And then I need to figure out a way to... I want them both to connect to the same... this thing. So I have to figure out how to merge block the grid together such that I can then slip this in. That's... how am I going to do that? Because I can get it on one of these, and then I'd have to slip some more grid in here somewhere. I don't think I have weld pads in this world, do I? No, I don't. I do have them on designated survivors, though, so it would be a viable thing to do. Alright. Stand by. We're adding advanced, whatever it's called. Advanced welding. Oh, look, a colorful icons update. That's interesting. Advanced, whatever it's called. You got it. Alright, while this is loading, I'm taking another drink. Like and subscribe. I'm getting so lazy with my like and subscribes. If you're enjoying the stream, please consider liking the stream. And if you'd like to get notified when I go live, please consider subscribing. All right. Okay. Weld pad. So here's how. Now I have the other interesting problem of how do I get this thing, which will only attach on the center, to attach one block over. I could build an equivalent thing on the other side and just have them both go up to it. Actually, honestly, I think that's going to be the best thing to do. And I'm nervous about how much that's going to break. Alright, here's the deal then. Did I take that rotor away? I did. Let's not do that anymore. lock the rotor. Yes, that's a good idea. Alright, bets on whether this is all just gonna go absolutely crazy. What do you mean? What do you mean I can't place that there? Oh. Well. Will that fall off if I do that? No, apparently not. Apparently so. So it's just the very middle cannot be. Ire, you don't have to stay awake for this whole thing, just so you know. Okay, here we go. Oh, wait, no, that was dumb idea. Bring it back. Gonna have weld pads on the other side. Okay, here we go. You ready for this? Here come the fireworks. Very good. You know, I don't say this enough, but Space Engineers has gotten way more stable in the last, like, 4 years, 5 years. I think that was, in the past, that would have been a guaranteed earth-shattering kaboom. Now, the question is, actually, first of all, the question is, how close do the collectors need to be, like, vertically to the plants in order to suck them up? I know many of you have done this. What's the deal? How high above does the collector need to be in order to collect them? Like just 1/2 block above? 2 half blocks above? Whoop. Let's just do a test with the mushrooms here. We'll say, let's see, what should I do here? Let's do like a, cargo in between. Not a big cargo. Just like something like this. We don't need a cargo in between since it's all going to be sucked out, but whatever. It's easier than using the large block that I probably should have used instead of this adapter. So. Alright, just for the sake of things, let's see. If I go that far, that's not quite over it. Let's go out to... I know this isn't going to be conveyored up. This is just a test. Will that do it? Is that too high? That'll do it. Oh yeah, it's not conveyored up, that's right. So there we go. We got the shrooms. So, it only needs to be one lower than it is currently. Which is awesome. It might even actually... Now here's another question. Would it have worked if it was one higher? I feel like that's probably pushing it. But let's see. Yeah. Okay, so we figured it out. put you back over here. Okay. Gonna grab some coffee beans. Get some coffee growing. Oops. Have any of you tried that automated planting mod that came out? I know we talked about it recently. I don't know if anybody got around to trying it. Let's see. I'm going to use... Let's see. Let's actually do... I probably should have just done this block here. But, no, actually this works out, because then I got the little ones on the side. And I can just hook my collectors directly into it. Let's see, I think we'll do the armored ones for this, because I'm probably going to be building around it, and I might need some build points. Is this mostly symmetrical? Yeah. Okay. Hey, see, how's it going? I just planted some coffee. I knew you were coming, so I put a pot on. They're gonna be a while. Let's see. So, I wanted to get some wheels going. Now, this will be fun, because I think we're getting pretty high up. Maybe we do need to just lower this thing more if we wanted to hook some wheels up there. But actually, maybe not. Let's see. Suspension. Let's just do a regular suspension. I hate having to deal with right and left suspensions. But that's, let's see, this is right. This is left. Alright, we're probably going to use either the 1x1s or the 2x2s. So, looks to me, is this the small? Yes, the short suspension, okay. Wheel suspension 2x2. Yeah, I think the short ones will work. This one, the long one, is no good. Okay. So let's do short 2x2s, and we have to go up a couple blocks here. So roughly how many blocks do we think that is? Like 2, maybe? Oh, definitely not 2. Alright. That's too high. And I think... Oops. Back up again. And I think... Huh. Yeah, we're not even in the groove, really, with that. Nope. We are getting some more mushrooms, though. Yeah, that's... No, that's no good. Bring it back. Did we get the mushrooms down in here, though? No. Oh, you know why? Because the sorter isn't set to drain all. That's pretty much it. Is there a break somewhere in my cargo line? Shouldn't the sorter be able to... Let's see, that's an advanced rotor. Everything's hooked up. Can I pull? No, I can't pull the mushrooms through to anything. Oh, wait, I can't even pull the mushrooms through to the other collector. Okay, so the problem is that I put the wrong side of the collector. Yeah, very smart, very smart. Okay, I'm a professional space engineer. Hang on. Yoink, yoink. There goes the mushrooms. Hit you while we're at it. Okay, here we go. Correctly this time. There we go. So EC, I'm using your favorite scissor lift design. I'm sure it's not nearly as good as yours, but I'm working on it. I do think we could, now that it's kind of stabilized, I do think we could do a double fold, and it would work perfectly fine. Like, it just in terms of stability. I'm not really worried. We could maybe adjust that, but like we could easily say, we could see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 7 maybe, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'll have to do some math. Alright, if I put the wheels off of this one, short wheel, short wheel 3x3, short wheel 2x2. That's a regular wheel 2x2. Oh, you know, I guess we could do them this way too, couldn't we? And have it rest on the, if we went really high up, we could have it rest on the bottom side. Turn the friction down. That might work. These aren't driving wheels, they're just hanging wheels. Like, they're just there to help stabilize and look cool. I don't think they're even actually needed at all, because this thing seems to be pretty stable even in gravity, and we're going to be on an asteroid. So this is entirely for cool factor, which is a very important factor. Possibly the most important factor. Alright, how's that looking? Let's see. It's looking better, and I'm stuck on something. You know, we need a bigger wheel. 2x2 is too small. Back it up. Got another thing I want to do. I want to take the collectors and group them. And I'm going to turn them off. And then I'm going to put those in this thing. This way, we can collect our coffee or whatever we're growing. Or we can continue to grow it and not collect it when we're testing. You know, collect it when we're done testing. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put down a programmable block and run my script just to watch the lights change. That's all. Nothing else. We're not going to track anything. This is the old version. This is going to be the workshop version, I believe. Farmhand. Yep. Should be. Actually, no. This. Hold on. Wait a second. This may not be the workshop version. I need to see. Toggle between none, alphabet. No, that's not what I want. I want to see. Which one is the one where you can. No. One of these buttons, all local cloud. Okay, but what are we on? That's local. That's Steam. There we go. Okay. There we go. That's the one that's on Steam. Right? Oh, yeah. Okay. So, then we just need to put all the farms in a group. Go into the programmable block. Custom data. Yep. Farms. This should be at the top, but I understand why it's not. And 8 farms, and nothing changed because they're growing. That's just what they look like when they're growing. So, okay, so now the plots will change colors, and it'll be fun. It is not working yet. I mean, it is. The proof of concept is working. It's just I'm trying to put on wheels for cool factor, and we have to decide what kind of wheels we want. So we definitely need 3x3s, or we need to turn them so that they are this way, going through. And we could we do that with 2x2s, do we think, if we wanted to do it that way? I think the 3x3s would be better. I think they'll just fit. They'll align better. So let's get rid of this. And I think we need our 3x3s might need to come out from here. Do we need to go one higher? We need to go one in for sure. I tend to do them upside down, but I guess it could be... We could do them right side up if we go up high enough. Then we would have the, you know, the suspension aspect actually kicking in, instead of just having them hang at the end of their suspension. So let's experiment with that. How high do we need to go to make it seem like the wheel is actually going to slide on in there? I think we need to go down one. I think that will do it. And then what we'll want to do is just... Actually, maybe we need to go in one more. Maybe not. Hard to tell. Let's not mess with the suspension itself yet. Oh, there we go. We could even make the suspension a little less strong. Strength is already really, really low, so we'll turn the friction down because it's not really supposed to be. It doesn't need any power. We don't need to do anything. Yeah, let's go with that. So we can get rid of all this on the side here, and then do the same thing here. Oh, there is a short 3x3. Oh, why didn't I notice that? Is it better in any way? I assume no. I assume we would just move it. Oh, here, we'll do a test. We go up from here and then put the short one on there. Should, in theory, actually it might line up even better. Oh yeah, okay, alright. Or maybe I just needed to take this one. No, that would make sense. Okay, let's change its suspensions. No power, strength is fine, no friction. Actually, no, let's give it a little bit of friction. Just so that it actually rolls and doesn't just slide. Just a little bit. Let's see what we get. I sense that I may not have turned off the collectors. Or... Oh, no, the coffee is just becoming fully grown, that's all. Yeah, this is good. This is good. I like this. Bring it back. Now we'll have to, now that those are fully grown, we'll have to do a test to make sure that the collectors aren't being lifted up at all. I don't think they are. I don't think they are, but let's do this other wheel here. Oh, I did not. Oh, wait a second. Wait, 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 whoa, 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 wait, whoa. No, I meant to put the large suspension on here, and I put the short one. I'm just having one of those days, you know? What is going on with me today? Anywho. You were waiting for me to notice. I appreciate that. Uh-oh. Bring it back. Alright, so the right one, no power, some strength, barely any friction. Speed limit's probably fine. Uh-oh. So if we do 2 of them there... Okay, well, what if we do bring the strength... Oops. What if we do take the strength down to nothing and just see if it can push itself up there? No, they're too far in. I vow to you this very day that I will never change. I don't think it's... Well, we'll try the height offset. I think they're just slightly too far in. Like, I think they're pinching the center column. But yeah, we could try the height offset just to see if we can get them up in there. I don't think that's the problem, though. I think it's... is there a... Oh, yeah, they need some strength to have a height offset. Yeah, let's just do like that. Yeah, I think it's the... Oh, and now they're really jammed in there. Yeah, I wonder if it's the bounding box of the wheel. Do I have anything that'll show me the... Yeah, see, that's the problem, I think, is the bounding box of the wheel. If we could, once we got it in there, I think it would be fine. Maybe that's not the problem. I don't know. Maybe it's just pinching the center. Very strange. Very strange. The wheels are... Actually, you know what? Aren't the wheels... I don't know. This is like the bounding box of the model, but aren't the wheels, like, in terms of their, like, collision and stuff, aren't they actually, like, spheres? Yeah, let's replace it with a 2x2 again. And try... Oh, we can't get it back up. Stand by. Doink. See, when it has some room on the side to be able to pull it to one side, that's not a problem. Alright, so then the question is... Oh, could I... Wait a second. Can I add a wheel? Could I push them forward and then add a wheel, perhaps? Probably not, but let's find out. Okay, could I do it to the other one, then? Now, is it going to be just stuck? I bet it's going to be just stuck. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So, the 2x2... That's a 2x2 normal suspension. I think that's going to go too far. So if we do a 2x2 short, that might just work, actually. Or is it going to be too high up? Am I going to need to move it in slightly? They just barely touch it. They do add some cool sound effects, though. I don't think they're actually touching it, because they're not rolling. I wonder what would happen if we pulled them all the way down. Like, not all the way down. What would happen if we pulled them down a block and then raised... Like, I wonder if the suspension could... They don't have zero friction. I just made them so they have default settings. But I'm wondering if the... should I have moved this out one more block? I probably should have. I think I did in my original version. That we can replace. Yeah, I was going to use them upside down, but I thought it would be cooler if it used the actual suspension. Putting them upside down, it didn't really align very well. But if we did this, and then put it all the way up, would it work? No, I think the suspension itself then is way too low. Most likely. Yeah, I bet it is. We just bring that up a little bit. Let's see. A new contender arrives. Alright, let's adjust the settings on both of these at the same time. So the left one, I set the offset to 4. So let's do that for both of them. Set it to, or 0.4. Right? Wasn't that what it was? No, it was 4. No, it was... What? Oh, it was 0.04. Okay. I think that does look pretty good, actually. So, let's also take the suspensions. Let's take their power down. Let's take their friction down, but not all the way out. And let's keep the strength and roll with it. Yeah, I like that. Now the wheels don't roll anymore. I might take the friction back up. I want the wheels to roll. Did you guys ever watch Stargate? SG-1, Stargate SG-1? I always think about in the 200th episode when they were like doing a parody of themselves and they were showing off the gate for the first time. They were going to dial it, and the general was like, does it spin? And they're like, no, it doesn't spin. There's no need for it to spin. And it's like, well, make it spin. I want it to spin. And then they had to figure out how to make the gate spin. There we go. Look at that. Look at that. So now we just kind of need to make it look nice. Make it work. Make it good. Make it nice looking. It's something like that. Bring it on home. So now I'm tempted to say, what can we do to rework? Well, I'm gonna move the collectors out by 1 block real quick, and then actually I need to get this thing off of its thing for a minute here. Then I'm going to connect them underneath, and this way it serves 2 purposes. I can't move, but if I could. This way we'll have a, let's see, is that too high up? I think that's too high up. We'll have a connection across the top between them, and I can use that to sever this thing, and that should... Just gonna do this just to be sure. So I want to pull that off of there, pop that off of there, and then extend these out by 1. Then we're gonna harvest some coffee. Let's see how this stuff works. Okay. There we go, that's how it should be. Alright. So, yeah, so then we'll build around, we'll make this thing look nice, right? We'll make it look nice, and then we will see if we can redo these arms, because this thing technically will just kind of, if I was to disconnect this, it would just hang on here, you know? Oh, especially if we did 2 sets of wheels. If we did 2 sets of wheels. Why would we do that, you say? And I said, why wouldn't you do that? So, here's what we're going to do instead. How these wheels stick out like less than half a block. We're going to go here, and we're going to put on a you got the hat. Let's see. How do I want to pull this off? And the reason for this is so that I can I can disconnect the hinges here, pull this whole thing back, and this thing can just hang over there, and then we'll redo these arms, then we'll just reach out and grab it again. That's the plan. Alright, so we're going to get rid of these wheels. Goodbye. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Now, children, settle down. You can all take turns wearing the hat. Yeah, we're going to have to make this look a lot better later. Well, let me guess, you were waiting for me to notice this. Yes, this looks good. Alright, left wheels, go. Right wheels, go. Okay. Alright, power to nothing. Strength to 6. U to 0.04. Friction to the same. I might lower that. I might lower that height just a little bit. Just so that it is, like, basically resting. I do love the sound it makes, though. Did the farm plots turn green when they were done? Did the script handle that or no? I feel like it did not. And I ran into a problem with the script doing that the other day, too. When, so I've run into several bugs with the farm plots that I don't think are related to my script, but my script is showing the bugs. One is, like, if you were watching Designated Survivors last time, the script was not able to change the color of the farm plots. When we first put them in, it would not take control of the farm plots and do anything. And also, we couldn't pressurize a fully sealed room. And then we restarted the server, and suddenly the room could be pressurized, and the script could control the lights on the blocks. So there's something going on with the room itself. And I think the farm plots were misreporting, like they were in an airtight room that could not be pressurized. Like the script was showing properly that they were in an airtight room that could not be pressurized, which is not a situation that the game should be in. But reading the values that it could read, it was reporting the situation correctly, which was weird. But for some reason, the farm plots were not accepting changes to their colors at the time. And so in my test world yesterday, or maybe the day before, whatever it was, I made a copy of one of the farm buildings that I test in and put it down, and the farm plots in that copy failed to emit light entirely. Like the emissive strips on the sides would change color, but the farm plots themselves stopped emitting light, and then I had to unload the world and reload the world. So just so many weird things happening that I'm never quite sure, like, is it my script messing up? Is it the farm plots being weird, you know? Let's set it to 5 and see. Do we still roll if we're set to 5? Like, visibly roll? Yes, I think that's better, because then it's not... It feels less clangy, like it's trying to pull up when none of the hinges are set to bend that way. How much was the dip when it dropped off there? Yeah, there's still a little bit more. We could probably up this to like 5. Where it is 5. Maybe we could up it to 6. Yeah, that feels better. We could also take the strength way down too, so that it really isn't pulling on much. You know, it's already really not pulling on much. Alright, that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to hope. I'm going to take a blueprint of just this thing, which I think I just took a blueprint of just that subgrid. And then, oh, should we harvest this coffee first? Maybe we should harvest the coffee first. Let's do that. We're going to turn these on, pull it back. Is it actually done? Oh. No, they're not done. That's not even their final state. It's entirely possible then that the script is working perfectly fine. Actually, there's a way to tell if the script is working perfectly fine. And that would be to change the color of what growing plants looks like. So, I'm just going to do that from here. I don't know why I flew all the way around. We go to the programmable block, go to the custom data, and go to the plant growing color, and set it to something like 0. Oh, there we go. Yeah, so they all changed. So it is working. It's just that that just happens to be the color that they should be while things are growing. So, I'll put you back. They'll turn. People were suggesting different colors, like different default colors. I'm going to consider that. I'm going to consider changing the default colors after we're done. But coffee beans take a long time to grow, huh? Just long enough that we might have time to redesign this arm thing. Should I... Just in case, I'm going to put a beam block end. Try to do a T-junction. I'll do an end. Yeah. Put an end on there just so I can't... For some reason, it rolls off the other side. Oh! We are harvesting some coffee. That side was good. Nice. So you saw... Maybe you saw... The lights turned a bluish green when the coffee was done, and then they turn purple when the plot is ready to go. And people were suggesting other default colors instead of the purple, and I'm open to that. I was trying to go with something that kind of looks like black, but not black. You know, I guess there might be plants where you would want purple to be the light that they grow under, you know? Ultraviolet light, so up to you. It's completely customizable, so if you don't like the default light, just pick a different color and set it. Alright, so we're going to detach these hinges. Make this easy on me. We're just going to detach these hinges. And then pull this thing back. And then... Hopefully, once we figure this out, we'll be able to just take those hinges and just go and grab this thing. And it'll just sit nice and still over there and not clang out on me. And we'll have these nice long lobster claws here. So if we want to have the exact same length, roughly the exact same length, because these hinges are, I think, slightly longer than one block, but currently we are, I think, 15 and then 15, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and then we have 16, 17, and then 15 more, which is 32, and then the one on the end is 33. So it's, when it's all fully stretched out, it should be 33 blocks. Actually, we could just double check that. We can absolutely confirm that by just trying to draw a line down to the end. And actually, I didn't even need to stretch it out, did I? We could have just gone to there. Let's see, that hooks into that. 34. 34, including the one on the end. So I guess that is basically exactly one block. Okay. Well, I didn't really account for that. How did I not get 34? Maybe I didn't... So it's 15 and 15. Oh, yeah, and then 4 hinges. Okay, never mind. That does make sense. Okay, cool. So we just need to make sure that we hit 34 at the end of the day. And that they are... and they are such that these two, even if the two, like, we're going to go out and in, out and in. And if the two aren't the same length, that's okay, as long as these two hinges end up like this at the end. You know, as long as they end up in that position at the end and perfectly stretched out at the other end, we will be good. So, let's only do one arm at a time here. And we're going to get rid of... what did I do? Don't do that. And get rid of this arm. Yes? Yes. No. No, we're not. Now we are. There we go. I'm not advanced enough to try triple scissor. I do not need to get rid of that. Add hinge. Thank you. Make your way. Alright, so how, let's see, 34 is not easily divisible by, let's see, if we get rid of, we would need, okay, math time, folks. So we would actually need the two ends, and then we would need 4 folding hinges. So we will need 6 hinges, which means we will have 28 remaining blocks that need to be evenly divided by 4. And 28 divided by 4 is 6? No, it's 24. 7. 7. 7 times 4. 20. That feels right in my gut. 7. Okay. The engineered coffee himself has confirmed. So 7. Let's hope that actually works. Let's hope. Let's hope and pray. Alright. So we're going to go... Where's just regular... There we go. Alright. 7. Yes. And then... little hinge. Where's hinge? There we go. And I want it this way. Yes. This way. And again. Cannot detach. Come on. I'm in the way. There we go. That way. And then... 7. Okay, let me think about this, because that one's going to go that way. These hinges need to be reversed if I want to keep the same positive angles. We will do that. And that. There we go. Oh yeah, we're getting nice and bouncy. 7. So we currently are at 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Got a good feeling about this so far. 7. These are going to be facing inward. This. And then one more group of 7. This is the perfect music for this too. Is the music too loud or too soft? I think I recently lowered the volume of the music. That should be correct. So, let's, oh boy. Let's tensor these things up. All these new hinges. Then hopefully they'll stick a little bit better. So this is my new hinge end. And then there's all the other hinges. Hinge. Middle. So all of these hinge middles need to have their lower limit, yep, lowered to 90. What are my velocities? We're negative right now, right? Or are we positive? We should be positive right now because we are... Okay, so this very end one needs to lose itself. Thank you. Higher, I would have got there. Anyway. There we go. Alright, hinge end. Alright, and you also should have a lower limit of 0. And I think everybody else should be set up. Let's tensor you. And all right, let's set you to. I'm just going to manually set these until we're in position. That may be a bad idea, but we'll see. I'm not entirely sure how I'm going to build this thing in the room on the asteroid. Oh, did I not set the lower limits on all of these? Have a good night, Ire. Thanks for hanging out. Lower limit 9. Oh, it should be 0. I said it the wrong way. Okay. Good. That's awesome. That's like that. And then this end one, even though I'm gonna actually put the end block back on here for now, just so that I could see which way it's facing. And then, yeah, just need to make sure that this one, so I'm looking at the middle block there. Oh, this is looking perfect. Absolutely perfect. And it fits well within the room. So, yeah, it's awesome. Okay, so let's do a... Okay. I was going to say let's do a test with it, but actually... But yeah, okay. Yeah, we could do it, yeah. Just have to take all... I don't know which ones are which, because I didn't do them right and left. But I could just reverse all of them. And they all go. It's a little race. Yep. Somehow we came out a little bit further. Well, you know, math is hard. But that's okay. We could push this further. That's okay. Or did I miscount something? 1, 2, 3... 5, 6, 7, 6, 7, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, whatever, it doesn't matter. Somehow, we ended up going 36. Because I probably just did some math wrong somewhere. I would like to know how I did that math wrong, though. Is it... Let's see, this was 34, and it had, that included 4 hinges. And this one would have been 34, but with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, oh, that's why. There's 8 hinges. I said 6 hinges. I didn't account for it correctly. So yeah, we would have to have lost 1 out of, like, these 2 middle ones to make it the same. Whatever. We'll just grab this thing up here. We should be able to figure it out. Hopefully it'll straighten itself out once both of them are there pushing on it the same. And then we'll be able to just... oh. Oh, something's green. Some plants are done. I don't actually know which way this thing drives. There we go. Okay. Well, that's not actually an issue. I just didn't put all those things in the group, did I? Nope, I did not. So actually, I can tell that it is this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, and then the bottom two. 1, 2, 2, 3, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Reverse those all. Put all of these in the group so I don't make that mistake again. Alright, let's redo the other side. We'll just keep it with the same length as this one. It is fine. Alright. Seven. Nope, not 7. What would it take? Let's see. Would we actually be able... Now they have to be... Oh yeah, no. We could have taken one each out of these middle ones, and then this would have just kind of sucked up one. Or... No, I think that's the only way that would have worked. We would have had to take one each out of each of these. I don't really feel like redoing it. So, as long as it connects, I'll be happy. Let's see. Hinge marks are out first. Okay. Okay. And 7 more. And then the hinges are in. Hinges are in. And the final hinge is... Let's see, did I do this right? Hinges out, hinges in, hinges out. I believe I did. So this last one should be hinge, yeah, in, okay. Perfect, alright. Let's set all those up. Let's make this one hinge end. So I know. All the other hinges are hinge middle. Good. Let's just put them all in the group from the get-go. Alright, so all of the middles are all on that side. Okay, good. So you are all lower limit 0. Okay. You'll get your, no, not hinge lock, the tensor. And which one is the end on that side? That one there. We'll just do these all at once. Alright. Lower limit 0. Bonk. Tensor on. Velocity 1. Ooh, excuse me. Yeah, I think when I build this in the building, I'm going to have to build it folded. So I'm going to have to go out, bring the hinge in, put a hinge, bring the hinge in, go back and forth that way. Alright, let's hope now that we can actually reach out and connect to that thing. I think we might have some trouble because it is rotate it, but it's possible these things will push it back into the correct orientation. Or maybe not. Can I just tell you to attach? No, you're too far away. Darn, how are we going to move this back? I mean, I guess I could try. We could try putting a remote control on it and driving it. It doesn't have a power source of its own. I think that's part of the reason I couldn't do anything with it. What would we call, what am I looking for? Just any, any sort of cockpit will be fine. What could we throw in there? Saddle cockpit, there we go. We're gonna ride this thing like this, if I could get this attached. This is the worst. I cannot see. Okay. Just need to rotate. Oh, you know what? You know what? When you take the power all the way down. There we go. Ouch. Alright, I, again, cannot see what I'm doing. But I have a good feeling about where we're going here. Might just make it. Oh, that should not stand there. Oh, no, wait, that's DJ. Oh, I was looking at the wrong one. Okay, that works too. Can you attack? No, that's a collector. Hinge end. Come on. Trying to get build vision to show up on this thing. Oh, let's do it from the bottom. There we go. That one still needs a little help. Can I get my head up in there and just kind of push it over? I don't think so. Oh, maybe. If I could get the... That's a light. Can I get it? Can I get build vision to turn on for you? Scooch up in there. Still looking at the light. That's a wheel suspension. That's okay. All right, yeah, back to doing this. It's too bad I can't control the. I would have to build an antenna and stuff to be able to do the. Come on, back. Oh, you know what? I might actually. You know what? What if we tried pulling it back? Maybe we could just kind of straighten it out as it goes back. Let's try that. See, the good news is that I shouldn't have to pull this off while I'm building it for real. It's only because we tested it and rebuilt the arms. Like, we should just be able to attach it once. Oh, we just harvested a whole bunch of stuff. See? Look at that. Seriously? Still can't do it? You're right on it. Okay. Well then. In that case... what is the deal with that then? It shouldn't be. Oh, there it goes. We just had to wait. We just had to do it enough while it was jiggling around to wait for the exact perfect moment for it to connect. So there we go. We have it, and if we look down here, we have 20 engineered coffees. We have successfully farmed all of our stuff. So let's pick another crop. Let's just do fruits this time. And we'll get those going. Probably going to take a while to get those done. Which one is the slowest? Are fruit the slowest? Let's grab some grain. Just because I haven't planted any grain yet today. Okay. So that's going good there. We'll get those will be doing their thing. I don't have any alerts set up for the ice. How are we doing on ice? Oh. I don't think we're actually using ice because we're in creative. I don't know. Don't know why I even bothered putting ice in there. So now all that's left is just to make this thing look nice. Now I feel like it doesn't need its own battery. I feel like we should just go with the tried and true thing that everybody is doing because it is the proper thing to do, which is to paint it John Deere green, right? That's the deal. I'm taking a drink of water while I consider if that is actually the deal. Alright. So we'll do like a... The reason that green works so well is because, there's the yellow, and John Deere is like green and yellow. And so you get the green, and then you get the yellow. I am, of course, though, going to cover up a lot of the yellow. So, oh, this is my dedicated survivor's color palette. I'm always shocked when the color palette follows me between worlds. Let's see. So we're probably going to go with like a mossy. No, let's go with a rusty. Let's go with the rusty armor. And then John Deere is a little bit blue-green. I don't know the exact... Oh, actually, could we get the exact color? Let's find out. John Deere Green is a song written by Dennis Lind and recorded by country music artist Joe Diffie. That is not what I was looking for. I do like that song, though. What is the John Deere Green color? Here we go. Officially, that's the word hinge. This copy didn't work. Officially, it is IMHEX 367C2B. There we go. That is officially John Deere Green. 367C2B. What about? I'm not going to worry about John Deere Yellow. All right, so let's see, too rusty, or not. I never really like how that follows the original armor color. It almost looks a little too much. I don't think the battered looks good for John Deere's. What about the war torn? Probably not. That's all got all the exposed stuff. Let's see. Weldless. Weldless looks very, very clean. Looks very, very clean. Maybe too clean. Do we have anything else that would look good? John Deere and wood. Yeah, I haven't. Did I not click the wood? No. Oh, there we go. Just took a second to look. Take care, EC. Have a good one. Let that good. There we go. This might work for part of it. Actually, a little corrugated. Actually, that does look kind of good on the blocks that aren't armor blocks. Let's go with... Oh, what does plastic look like for this? Plastic is might actually be the best for this, especially once all these little armor edges are gone. All right, so what is this thing actually going to look like? We only have like let me get all my subgrids going here. Let's grab all of you, and that'll be the end of that. Okay. Everything is green now, as it should be. Alright, so what is this going to look like as it moves? Like, so I kind of feel like it should have kind of like a tractor-esque, something reminiscent of like maybe like a space tractor on the front. And I don't really actually even know what I mean when I say that, but maybe I should set up mirroring on this. There we go. Okay. So what if we did like... I honestly don't know what the front of this should look like. It doesn't need to look like anything. It could just be completely just armored over. As long as we get some... Yeah, we get some coverage around some of these things and some sort of a look of... Actually, maybe I want that to be the other way around. Yeah, I think so. Oh, you know what? Let's change this. Let's give this thing a name and call it the farm collector, just because I could probably call it like the heart. I should come up with a name. I usually make you guys come up with the names. Alright, let's see, we're going to put down some beam blocks on it, and we'll paint those another color, eventually. Okay. Something like that. We'll paint that a different color, maybe like black, because John Deere's are like black, green, and yellow. Let's actually make ourselves a nice black here. Something like, not perfectly black, but something like that. I'm not going to look up what John Deere black is. Yeah, maybe something like that. Let's go in here and kind of finish out the connection between here. Kind of want to go. Nope. Nope, not that far. That far. Yep, this is easy. Nice and easy. There we go. So we finished that out. We need something to fill in this back here so that it feels more... maybe we just... I mean, what if we did just make it like this and then go like... That seems very plain. Oh, all of those hinges making that noise. It would be cool if there was like a, with the effect block, if there was like a, oh, actually, you know what? We do have like a, what is the name of the new, here we go, this thing, this DLC exhaust cap. I'm gonna try something here. What if we tried, all right, so on the front of this, let's say we have something like this, right? I don't know what the rest of that's gonna look like, but then let's say we put this thing. Now, do we need just 2 of them, or do I need more than 2 of them? And which way did I even... Yeah, it's probably good. Okay. Never do... Okay, I want, like... probably smoke white. Or maybe... smoke white small. I'm hoping we can... That looks too much like smoke. I was hoping we could make it look like it was spraying it with water, like a mist. You know? But it's like... spraying it down and then it's immediately smoking back upwards. And it looks dark and not white. That's too bad. That would have been a cool idea if it looked like it was like... Are these things done? Not yet. I know, because the lights didn't turn green. Yeah, now we have to get rid of them. That's too bad. That would have been, well, you know, let me try. What are the other ones look like? If we just did smoke white, not smoke white, I'm sorry. If we just did smoke small, I'm assuming that's going to be even darker. I think the fact that it goes up, although maybe on the asteroid it won't, but it still looks a little dark. Okay, I don't think there's a solution here. I don't think there's a solution here. It would have been cool, though. Goodbye. Alright, let's continue. What if we... So, I do kind of want to cover over a lot of this, and I think we're just going to kind of alternate some things between blocks and beams. So that one will be, we'll keep this covered on the front, and I might do, what I might do, since I don't have to do that, so I don't have to do that for the smoky thing, maybe we'll do, we'll just do like a indented design in the front of it. Alright, where do I get that shape from? That corner? I think it is this guy. There we go. I don't know why I did that, but I did. So then we could take some more beams. We could do like let's see, if we did this, you would still, no, you wouldn't really see that yellow hole there. It'd be covered enough. Should we get some beams down the center of this thing then? Or is that going to reveal too much? I'm going to reveal too much yellow. It might be too much yellow for my taste. But, for the sake of John Deere colors, we will reveal some yellow. Alright. Let's see, I do want to fill in a little bit of this. Actually, let's make these things black. Oh, actually, let's make these things black too, now that I think about it. This is going to take me a second. Oh, no, it's not if I hit that button. Alright, now what did I just mess up here with the colors? That one. And I think that might be it. Yeah, I think that might have been it. Oh, how did I paint half this building? That's fun. Well, that's what that half of the building looks like now. It actually looks pretty good. The plastic look is growing on me, you know. Oh, 1 second here. Yeah, plastic look is growing on me a bit. Alright, I want to connect between here and here, basically, with beams. So what do I need to do that? Can we do it with? Yeah, we can do it. We can do it with that. Maybe we should do some light shining down over the plants as it collects them. Let's see if I put it, yeah, here, let's just do one of these, like right on the front there. Maybe right on the back too. Just do one on the front, one on the back. And then we'll make those look cool. Do something with them. Alright, I want to fill in just a little bit more in here. And maybe it's not terribly thick armor that's sitting in here. Yeah. Maybe it's just something as simple as just some shapes like this. Oh yeah, I did want to kind of cover that bottom thing up there a little bit, but maybe I don't. Maybe I don't. You know, it's like Mitch Hedberg said once. You know, when he's sitting around writing joke, you know, he'll have a joke, that comes to mind, and then he'll realize he doesn't have a pen nearby, and so then he has to convince himself that that joke wasn't funny. Yeah, when I'm like, I could do that, but now I have to convince myself that that would not look good. Alright, I do think I need to put something right there to get some symmetry with that. What would it look like if we were to do... kind of regretting that shape being there right now. But, I mean, what if we just did actual symmetry around it? And just did this? Let's see, that would be... Where would that end up if we put that? I can't, I'll get it. Stop it, I had it right there. Okay, I think I'm missing a top piece, but maybe you can't even see the top piece. I'm really over-designing this thing for something that I may... Oh, you can't even see that. I may not even end up, like, actually projecting and may just build from scratch. Let's see. Do I want to smooth out the back at all? I mean, I don't want to do too much back there just because the... we could do the same pattern on the back if we want. Let me stretch this thing out. I think that might be a good idea. We'll just do the same pattern on the back so it's kind of symmetrical. But I'm not going to do too much with it because it's... Are my collectors on? I think they're on. Yeah, let's turn them off. Because our plants are going to be ready kind of somewhat soon. No, not at all. They'll get there when they get there. Alright, what did I do on the very front? Okay, so I just pulled that in around the... Yeah, okay. Please nothing fall off. Okay. So we just did flat. There we go. I think even like just doing that helps. I think. What's on the very top? Should we unflatten some of that, or just leave it? Should we replace some of this with beam blocks going across there? We could around the very back here. We could. I think maybe we'll do that because we got a lot of beam blocks on the front. Let's do just like a half block right around the back like that. There we go. I think that's pretty much it. I'm not too worried about the rest of it. Let's get some access panels we could just slap over some of these other things. Like that. And actually, we could just slap a big access panel right on the bottom of that too, couldn't we? And then, who knows? Maybe that's like the emergency access to the thing or whatever. I don't know. So there we go. Not super complicated. Also not super interesting. I was really more interested in the pulley system here, which Seems like. So good. Now I wish there was some admin way that I could force these crops to grow, but maybe if I just take a drink of water, we'll be able to do that. So I'm going to stand here for a second. I'm going to take a drink of water, and if you're still watching, please consider throwing a like on the video if you've enjoyed what I've been doing, and please consider subscribing if you'd like to get notified when I go live. Okay. Oh. Let's bring it back. This is going to be even worse, right? It's 71, yeah. Okay, well, let's bring her back. And I'll also program those lights. These two. Let's give them a strong intensity. Not a terribly large radius. I want them to reach the plant. And the plant is really only like it's like 3 blocks, which is like 2.5, 5. It's like 7.5 meters, roughly. So let's. Didn't I put 4 lights on that thing? Oh yeah, no, it took them out when I deleted the thing there. That makes sense. There we go. Oh, I don't know what I just clicked. But let's do 7.5. Let's make the intensity really bright. Let's give it a color of what might be a good. How about we actually give it like a like an ultraviolet-ish color as it's scanning them. I'm gonna name this thing Farm Collector. Yeah, why not? FC. Lights. And we'll probably put them in a group. Alright, what other things are part of this? The collectors. And did we put them in a group or not? I don't remember. I think we did, yes, we definitely did. Maybe not. Oh, maybe that group went away. That would make sense. Alright, the hinges we are going to rename to the FC hinges. And we can get rid of the hinges block, which ruins my button. Then we've got the sorter's not part of it. It's all these things. These are all part of it. Wait. I want to just prefix the name. The lights, the wheels. Let's just name these like wheel suspension. It's a suspension in 2 ways this time. Let's see. All right, so that's basically it. That's basically it. So I need to redo my button here. Button here. Let's say button 1 is the hinges to reverse. Button 2 is the collector sign on. Button 3 is the lights. So what we could do is we could set up a timer. Let's throw in a timer down here. Then we're going to take my farms group, and we're going to add that. It's called an automation timer, isn't that what I grabbed? We're going to add that in there. And then if we look in the custom data, if we give it a second here, then we see all the things that can trigger. And we want to trigger when crop ready. And then we want to tell it that the action we want to do is that the hinges will reverse. That's it. I'm going to leave everything else. So I don't remember if I left the collectors on or not. Collectors are on. How did the lights look when they're doing their thing? So in a real setup, I would probably make it so that the thing goes, when there's something to collect, it goes out, gets it, comes back, and the lights turn on only while it's moving. So there would be like a timer to recall it and shut everything off, but I'm not going to do that. So as it stands right now, it looks like we might... This one ready? 100%. Oh, so this side is ready, but we were too late. When will this side be ready? Not too long. So we can go and collect those. I think it was already ready before I set up the timer. But that's all you need to do to set up a timer block with my script, is just find the thing in here. I'm working on something to do with these comments. I feel like they're too intrusive, you know? So I'm thinking of something better to do with those comments in there. I'll figure something out. I might do something like make them like this so that it's easier to see what's a comment and what's an actual thing. Or I might just like collect them all up to the top and just have like a paragraph of description. And that might be better than trying to intersperse them within the stuff. I just want to make sure that I'm triggering on ready is true. And then we can also trigger on ready on crop not ready. That would be when it's actually been collected, basically. When a plot switches from ready to not ready. So let's run it. And we'll collect all of our wheat. Uh-oh. How did we miss a wheat? Or a grain, I'm sorry, not a wheat. How did we miss a grain? I feel like those lights are going out way too far. That's clearly the problem. You know why the lights are going out way too far? It's because the math that I did was for large grid blocks. It's actually more like 1.5 meters. That's how far it would need to reach the tops of the plot. So let's say 3 meters. We'll double it. Yeah, cool. Okay, let's pull it back and see if we can grab that other crop there. I'm wondering if that didn't collect because the wheels were pulling it up. Yeah, we got it that time. So I wonder if I should have put those collectors one block down just to make absolutely certain that it would definitely get it. But live and learn. I mean, I could always modify the design pretty easily. It's just covered in a bunch of crap. So how are we doing on this? I would like to see that timer actually go off. 96%, okay. I'm working on, well, it's in my backlog of things to do to get the script to read this data here. This data is available to the script, but it just comes in a giant glob of data. Like it's just a giant string, so I'd have to parse through it. It's not super difficult to do. It's just, I have to do it, and I have other more important things that I want to add to the script. So eventually that will happen, and you'll be able to see on the thing, like, growth progress, time remaining, things like that. You'll be able to exact water usage. I was trying to calculate the water usage by just looking at how much the water was draining from like tick to tick, And that is fine, but it's a lot of math. That's not. If I could just read this, you know, that would be fine. It would be better. So, all right, here we go. Come on, timer. Let's see, these should change to green and it should go. I hope. This would be very embarrassing if it didn't. Oh, yeah. Oh, those ones finished first. Yeah, I can see why Marcus wants the wait until all growing plants are complete event, because, yeah, that is kind of annoying. Well, let's bring it back and grab the other ones. I think this worked. I think this was a successful endeavor today. Cool. All right, what time we got? I think I'm pretty much out of time anyway. So, let me blueprint this thing again, just the end thing. Control-Shift-B to get just the grid that you're looking at. So when I do this eventually in Designated Survivors, we will just be building out this part manually, potentially based on different measurements, because I'll have to see how big the room is in reality, and then we'll just build one of these things on the end, and or build it somewhere, I don't know, and then hook up to it. Then we'll have our automated farming. So that's the plan. Tomorrow I'll be back streaming Elder Scrolls Online, and Sunday we will be doing Designated Survivors. That's my Space Engineers multiplayer survival series, where we're currently building on an asteroid. The week after that is normal. The week after that is going to be, I will be gone for the Thursday stream. I won't be here. I'll be in Houston, Texas. Then, but I should be back for the Friday stream and the Sunday stream after that. I think I'm just missing the Thursday one. So, thanks everybody for hanging out. Appreciate you all. If I don't talk to you tomorrow, have a good weekend, and talk to you later. Bye. Like and subscribe.